Hey guys, Richard here with eBike Reviews and Adventures, and today's adventure we are visiting the Rad Power Bikes retail store and service center here in beautiful St. Petersburg, Florida. Hey, come along as we go inside and see what it's all about.
Welcome to Rad.
Hey, thank you, appreciate it. You must be Adam.
Come on in when you're ready. We'll show you some awesome e-bikes.
Outstanding, be there momentarily.
What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Come on in.
All right, super.
I grew up as a younger person wanting to get into muscle cars as a hobby, and
Oh, really?
block cars,
Yeah.
and had the Camaro and did all that work. And I think that this is kind of the lifestyle that's replacing that. I mean, you can't find those cars that much, and they're really expensive. And you can buy an e-bike affordably and do customizing to it and things like that, and make it your own. And that's what someone might do, with the three, with the locking cargo, dog trailer, or you don't need to use the dog.
That is so cool. Yeah, so now you got straight up cargo.
Yep.
That's such a nice feature. I was looking at some of the brand new accessories, and this is new, right?
Yes.
Both of those are brand new accessories for this. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys, and that's one of the things I noticed. When you're shopping around and you're looking for cargo style bikes, a lot of these manufacturers, well, first of all, they're not even real manufacturers. They go out there, they slap their label on a bike, and there's no accessories or anything, but they call it a cargo bike.
Or it's a Me Too kind of vendor, and they're just kind of. What scares me, and I don't mind sharing with people, is I've bought a bike or two off of Amazon, and then a year and a half later, that brand is no longer there.
That's right.
So the warranty that they offered, which was, made me feel comfortable on Amazon, but a year later, okay, so there's no one here anymore.
Right.
And that's how that goes. So.
All right. Yeah. This is definitely a sweet looking ride. I tell you what, I was excited when it first came out. I thought, wow, that's nice. And just like I said, the accessories. Now you got some of the accessories over here. Let's go take a look at some of these accessories.
This is like just taking the website and then hitting the virtual button, come to life, and you walk in and here's all your accessories.
Here it is.
And right now we're actually well stocked on pretty much everything. You might come in and want to see what that looks like,
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of retail center. Be able to come in here and do the touchy-feely and see what the product is all about versus just scrolling through pictures and listening to what someone else had to say about it.
It's an amazing story that Rad was a .com and then made the transition to retail, which is two totally different markets. .com is usually very competitive and price is sensitive, and it is in the retail store, but there's more of that customer service and coming in and sitting on the bike and that access.
Well, and that was one of the questions I want to ask you too, is just why did they make that transition? Why now did they decide to go ahead and move forward with some retail stores?
I don't have the official answer. I'm glad they did, and sometimes I just say somebody had to.
Yeah.
And if you look around, some people are doing it and inserting themselves into someone else's business already.
Yeah, it's just a dealer.
Bad, but it's sort of like, that is like testing the waters. I'm glad that Rad did it, and they put that step forward. And I mean, look at this. This is like
this is nice in here.
It's an automotive dealership.
Absolutely, it is.
A lounge with water,
and you got the display.
You got service bay, and there's still a lot of bike dudes here, and they hang out and ride bikes, and it's a bike shop, but there's a lot of professionalism and sort of operational efficiency that. And I think customers like it too, because it's a swift experience. Come in and test ride, and you can take your bike home.
There's so much unknown when you buy online, and then you're like, oh, I got this problem. Where do I go? And then a lot of these folks will tell you, well, you just find a local dealer, go down there, and if they can fix it, we'll reimburse you or whatever. If it's under warranty. But that's nice, being that you have a retail center that you can just walk into and say, hey, let's check out the product, or I have a problem, I'd like to get this serviced. So I know there's like 6 or 7 stores right now. There's one here, the only store in the Southeast.
Right.
And I'm lucky enough to be only 30 miles away.
Good for you.
You got one up in New York. I saw one in Colorado, Utah, like 3 or 4 in California. And
Salt Lake City,
Huntington
Beach,
I think something maybe in Oregon too. So how long has this store been open?
Officially grand opening was December 17th of 22.
Okay, so just a few months then.
We had a nice bunch of Radites outside that got the message that we were opening, and it was actually pretty impressive. A line all the way out the parking lot.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And we'll see, that was about the time I was really getting started with e-bikes. So,
Well, you've done well. I've seen the videos. And,
well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I'm not as good as some of the professionals out there, but I enjoy it, and I just try to take the time and doing it. So,
well, authenticity is very key in anything you want someone to, appreciate. And with sales, there's a widget or a monetary thing. With reviews, that helped me make a decision. So when it's authentic,
and when you can connect, it's all about connecting. If you're up there real sterile and this is an infomercial, that turns people off. And I'm not interested in infomercials. I'm interested in hearing what somebody really has to say about a product. So. So a customer comes in here and says, I'm thinking about an e-bike, but I don't know where to start. Where do you start them?
I usually try and ask them, where do you envision riding it, or have you had some goals of maybe is it more fitness, or you want to go meet your friends for brunch, or what is the intention, or what is your kind of goal of riding?
Right.
Sometimes that might not be known, but if it's not ready set there, then we kind of go by size,
And again, it comes back to where it makes it so much easier when they can come in here and actually pick and choose. I had a lady just this morning contact me, and because I started this is a smaller Facebook group, but I got a lady that contacted me and said, well, I'm a new e-bike rider soon, I hope, type of thing. And what do you suggest? I got a couple kids, and what do what kind of things should I be looking for? And so I just kind of explained it to her. I told her, I said, you have options. You can pull a trailer to pull a couple of kids in, or you can get a cargo style bike that you can put seats on, and just kind of went through and gave her some ideas and suggestions of what it is that she needs to maybe be looking at least a starting point.
Yeah.
Because a lot of folks, when they walk in the door or they shop online, they have no idea where to start. They're just like, oh, where do I go?
Exactly.
So.
We meet the customers outside, and they're more than likely coming for a test ride. So we try to say, this is the test ride area, and actually, since we're closed today, this is what is outside, is this test ride station.
Oh, okay.
So the customer will scan the barcode here, and if you're going to ride today, we have you do the same thing.
Yep.
Scan that with your phone, and it brings up the questionnaire. You're allowed to take the bike. We have the Pinellas Trail right behind us, so you can go for a real bike ride on a
nice trail. Nice.
And you leave the property, so you sign the waiver and pick a helmet and take your test ride. And then after that, you would come in here, and all these bikes have some element of kind of like a showroom at any car dealership. You walk in, and they usually don't have just the regular Ford Focus there. There's the Ford Focus STR.
Right.
So all these bikes in here have different option use cases. This one's got a front basket that's not standard, and a rear platform that's not standard, and a nice bag, but it gives you the idea of what can you do.
It gives some thinking, and then they can see all these options. It's not simply you pull one off the shelf and you walk out the door.
It'd be pretty boring and monotone. This is a popular model here that a lot of the RV travelers like because of the folding aspect and the knocking.
The Rand Expand, yep.
So on display, you've got the full operational functioning bike, a rear basket added. Over here is the broken down version of it. So people can come in here and have their Rad serviced, and you don't service any other brands though, right? So if they come in here with something else, say, hey, my bike just broke. It's buy a Rad and we'll be happy to help you, right? Right.
Absolutely.
Kind of like a Ford dealership. If you bring your Chevy here, and I think that they actually may do some brake work or something, but we're trained on our brand, and so they do all the work on the Rad bikes here.
And Rad is such a popular brand. It's my understanding through my research that Rad is the largest in the United States, or close to being the largest bike dealer in the United States. Yeah. And I see them all over the place. In fact, I was at Mayaca River State Park last week doing a video, and I was out there just riding through the park, and here comes this tour group. And every one of them had a Rad Power Bike, and there's like 15 of them or something come rolling by me, and they all had Rad. And I thought, that's kind of cool.
There are a lot of partnerships with tour bikes, and they've made businesses out of it, and we respect that. And it's nice that they can come to the fact. Well, in essence, we are the factory to do the service on the bikes that they're using in their rental business, as opposed to, we do have other agreements with other bike shops and stuff, but the ones that are local to us really do appreciate that. Jerry's our service.
Jerry's the service
one of our service advisors, and we're more than happy to let him
have some time with me, all right?
We always like to start, Richard, by giving our customers $100. So just pleased to meet you. And by the way, I love your service. Love e-bike reviews.
Excellent. Appreciate that. Like I was telling Adam, that I almost forgot your name. I've only been doing this since about December, where I got my first e-bike, and I just loved it. And I said, let's get going with this. And so here we are, a few months later, and we're a growing channel, so we're enjoying it.
That's true.
I bet you now you're looking for hey, we're out of toothpaste. Oh, I'll go get it. And
absolutely. I'm the first to raise my hand and said, I'll go to the store.
And now you're visiting that friend that you used to hate to drive because he's only 4 minutes down the road. But
my problem is the bike that I'm using has a rack about this big. I don't have a cargo bike yet, so I'm going to be changing that here shortly, I hope. That's the plan.
That's great.
Got to be able to call more groceries. But yeah, so we were just talking about, you know, customers coming in, being able to service their Rad, and we just took a quick peek back there, and
good.
Big area. I mean, I had no idea it would be
It's
such
awesome.
a large. Absolutely.
The bike shop I was at previously, I mean, it's like comparing the Taj Mahal to, you know, a one house across the street here.
Right.
This is fantastic environment for bike mechanics and bike assemblers to work in. So
Absolutely, I can tell, because, you know, I visited a local place to me down there near Sarasota, and you know, his service area, I think, was the closet at one time, the janitor's closet, but that's what he worked from. It's like, okay, you know, he's making it work, great,
Absolutely,
but one customer at a time. But back here, you can accommodate several people at a time just working on bikes.
we like to say in the service department that we love our customers, we just don't want to see
Don't
them
want to
too
keep
much.
seeing you, right?
That's right.
Absolutely, I understand that. So what is the recommended service? I mean, how often should they have their bike serviced, and what gets serviced on it?
Totally depends on the individual user.
Yeah, how much they're using it.
We have folks that use it as their method of commuting to work, heavy users, and they're on the road, rain or shine.
Yeah.
Those folks, I would say you're going to want to have a tune-up probably every 500 miles. There are other folks that are just light recreational users. They don't like to
Right.
be out in the rain. Couple thousand miles. You know, if you don't abuse them, they'll last you.
They'll last you a long time.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people are starting to look at them as, like you just say, as commuters, as car replacements, you know, as
Yes.
the SUV replacement for these cargo bikes, because they're so much cheaper, easier to maintain, quicker in a lot of instances. If you're living in a highly populated area, a lot of traffic, you can just zip right past everybody.
Yeah.
And so the trend, I think, is finally getting to that point where people are starting to look at this as a serious mode of transportation for their homes,
Yes.
you know, for their families.
Yeah.
And it's unfortunate that it's taken us so long to get to that point, because you look at some countries around the world and that's all they have is bikes, you know. Now you mentioned, so I don't know who might want to talk about this, but you mentioned a bike school or something. What was that?
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
So what's
this
the,
is the chief of bike school here.
all right, so what's bike school all about?
Bike school is after you've made your purchase and we've gone through the whole process. We want to go over again the bike that you're buying, the shifting, the power assist,
All the features.
It's the folding one,
right.
yeah.
You know, and that's important, because so many people that go and buy online, they don't get that information. And then what you have is you know, somebody out there doing 28 miles an hour down the bike path and going in and out of people, and then everybody gets angry at these e-bikes, because a lot of people are intimidated by e-bikes because they're so much bigger, they're so much faster, and they don't want them on the trails. And then as e-bike riders, we find ourselves like, where do we ride? Because we don't have any trails that we can ride on, because they're all been, you know, banned from us.
I wanted to mention one other thing, and that is that you can set your service appointment up online. We have.
Oh, that's convenient.
So yeah, you can either call, we'll set it up for you, or you can set it up online for whatever time's convenient for you.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
Very much,
That's
yeah.
excellent customer service there.
There you go.
Pleasure
Thank you.
meeting you.
I appreciate the information. Thank you.
Forward to seeing you again. Yeah, thank you.
Guys, you can bring your pet for a test ride, okay? They let you bring your pet, one, to see if it's going to fit into the trailer, and number two, to see if they're going to get all excited, if they're going to handle the ride. But I think that right there is outstanding. Bring your pet to a test ride event. Outstanding. That's pretty cool. Okay, so one of the exciting things about coming to the Rad Power Bike store today is to take a look at the brand new Rad Runner 3 Plus that just hit the market, last week, right? It just came out last week.
On the first.
And so we did a basic overview on the bike on the channel, so if you haven't seen that video, go look for it. And it was just a tabletop review where I kind of gave some thoughts and ideas. But I'm excited today because now we get to take a closer look at everything this bike has to offer. So one of the things I really like about this is that we do have the 750 watt motor right here that gives us plenty of power and speed for hitting the trails. We've got the Kenda tires. Now Kenda is probably one of my favorite brand because most of them that I have seen are all puncture resistant. Yes, right down there. That is a puncture resistant tire. It's got some great tread right here. Now that's kind of a unique tread on this one, but I like it. It's going to give you a nice smooth ride when you're going down the road. So the bike does come with fenders. It comes with this built-in rack. Now, a lot of bikes, of course, they got the rack that you have to attach. But one of the things that make this a true cargo bike is this rack area is built in, and it's part of the frame. So with this, if I'm not mistaken, it's like 350 total weight capacity. So that includes rider and cargo. And because this rack area is a lot longer than your typical rack, it gives you more options for being able to put on accessories and carry a large cargo. And of course, up here at the front, we do have the 14 amp hour battery, which is semi-integrated, so it's partly in the frame. But you know, with 14 amp hours, that's going to get you down the road for quite a while.
I can show you the step-through features and how riders that might be even new to e-biking kind of associate that with the older boy-girl bike, but no, the step-through feature is all about comfort. And
that's right.
I know, especially with me having some injuries, it wasn't as comfortable to raise over a bar or even over the front. So
right.
with a step-through, you literally step through and you're on your bike and you're ready to go. And another thing with e-bikes is they're sort of built with a comfort in mind. So if you look at my posture, I'm sitting up and I'm comfortable. I kind of joke around because I actually have this bike, and if I was on the bike and you took it away, I almost feel like I'm just naturally, you know, walking or running. It's a really comfortable fit, and that's what I do like about the 3. They've definitely taken some things from all the other previous models, it seems, and
incorporated them right here.
Yeah. I mean, every indifference that riders might comment on, it does have a slightly longer cockpit area. I feel really comfortable on it. It's not too tight.
And then your riding position, you know, looks great. You're not hunched over, you know, like you do on some of them. I mean, you just got a nice riding position there.
Yeah,
so
it's really great. And then look, I'm gonna step through to get off.
Absolutely.
It's real easy.
You know, it's interesting you point that out, because there is that stigma that boy bike, girl bike, and that's how, you know how we grew up, you know, as boy bike, girl bike. But that's not the case anymore. You know, step throughs are just convenient. It's no longer a gender specific bike. Anyone can ride a step through, and it's just so much easier, especially for the older population. Like you were saying, you can't swing your leg over the back, you know, as easily as you could when you were 15. So that's what makes it important. So let's take a closer look at the cockpit area here. So let's walk through that a little bit here. I'm going to hold it up just a little bit.
Yep.
So over here on the left, I mean, we do have obviously the brakes. We have the integrated manual bell. Now, I prefer this over the electronic horns, because they're so loud, and they're intimidating. And most of the time when I use my electronic horn on the bike I ride at home, it scares the people that I'm coming up behind. They're like,
And it's
so
an
that's
annoying
not cool.
sound too. It sort of perturbs the person rather than very kind of gentle sound, right? Here's the computer that says RAD when you first turn it on. That shows you your battery level, headlight, whether it's on or off. You can see that it's on, so touch it once, turn it off. You go through your power assist settings here, whether it's 0 at no power assist, so you're riding a exercise bike basically. And then I tell people this is really just breaking up the available power from the bike in increments, and this one happens to have 5 different increments. So think of this as 20% power when you pedal, 40% power from the motor when you pedal,
makes sense,
60% power, 80% power. At power assist 5, it is similar to having the throttle wide open.
All right, so moving on over to the center here, there's the display.
Yeah, this display has a lot of heads-up information here.
Outstanding. And then moving on over to the right here, we do have the Shimano SIS shifter, which is ever popular.
Yep.
And then we have the twist throttle, which is my favorite.
Oh yeah.
I prefer the twist throttle. It's just something about, you know, using your thumb over here just doesn't seem, that's not okay with me. All right, so just taking a look from the front here, we do have connection points for the baskets on the front. We do have, that is a bright headlight. Yep. That is really bright. And all right, so, and I always take a look at the wiring. It's one of the things I like to look. I like to see that the wiring is wrapped, because so oftentimes you just see loosey-goosey wire all over the place. And it looks like you got the wiring wrapped right here, which is good. Kind of keeps it tucked up together and out of the way. And
here's an open plug here for an option to add the USB plug option. So if you might want to charge your phone or have any other types of lighting options, and there's some bike rides that have light options. There's one open dongle here, and there's one more down here, giving you 2 areas for USB.
Nice. And so all it is just a small connector, and it turns it into a USB. Oh, there you go. So, and with that, you can, like you said, you can charge your phone or add additional lights or whatever you want to do to your bike to customize it. Outstanding. Well, I tell you what, the Rad Runner 3 Plus, I'm sure is going to be a hit. You know, this, like you said, this is the combination of the best of all the bikes you guys have put together here. And when I first saw it now, I said, wow, that's just, I like it. And it's not just the bike alone, it's all the accessories that you guys have built and designed to go with it. I think that's just awesome. So hey, there you have it. If you are anywhere close to a Rad Power Bike store, I would say don't just walk, don't run, ride, get there quickly and come check out the Rad Runner 3 Plus, because it's an awesome bike, and no doubt it is their current flagship. Can't say anything more about it, but I tell you what, just check it out online, follow the links down below, and let me know what you think. And of course, another popular bike that Rad released just a few months ago is the Rad Trike. And as Adam and I were just talking offline, trikes have become so important in the community, especially for those who are a little older in age, or those who are less able to be able to get out and ride on the trails and enjoy life. Much like I shared my personal experience with you recently in a video about my own wife who struggles and just isn't able to get outdoors and ride a regular bike. So we're real excited today to take a look at the Rad Trike because it is a contender. It's something I'm thinking about for my wife, and we're taking a look to see if this is something that's going to actually help her be able to get on the trail with me so she can enjoy some of the same adventures that I get to enjoy. This is pretty sharp. I like the fact that you have this backrest here. Now, for anyone who is less abled, this is going to be very important because just having that little bit of support there provides them a little more confidence, a little more security, and it adds to their comfort. So I really like the fact that you did that. So going around here, taking a look at the bike. So we do have, what are these, 2-inch tires, I believe. So, you know, this isn't an off-road tire, so you don't want to go trekking through the sand or something, but it's perfect for staying on the hard surface or even hard-packed dirt. You'd probably be fine to get this out and about. Of course, we have a nice large area here for being able to haul cargo. So, you know, if you want to go to the grocery store, you can grab a few bags of groceries, or if you're going down to visit a friend or a neighbor or somebody, you can carry some stuff with you right here. So this cargo space is actually really nice.
It fits in the back of your SUV when you're transporting it. It's about 32 inches in width from end of the tire cap to tire cap, and
nice. Okay.
Load a few of these in different SUVs by propping the handlebars down, but that's a.
So the handlebars on this also collapse.
Yeah. This makes it easy for that transport. So
absolutely,
if you're going to take it out of the community and maybe go visit someone, and you have an SUV, this
look
makes
at that.
It real easy.
Look at that.
You can just load it up inside your SUV.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That is a real nice feature there. Outstanding.
Go.
All right, and we're up here going to take a closer look at the cockpit area, and Adam's going to explain that to us.
Yeah, beginning over here we have a brake lever that also has a locking feature here, so when you do park your trike and want to go visit with your friends or go in to the store, this is a locking parking brake, especially if there's any type of incline or whatnot, you have your locking brake.
And to release it,
just pull it and it's released.
Outstanding. So simple. Nice.
And then down here is that courtesy bell, because you do have a speed of 14 miles an hour and you might be passing some folks. So if you are going to pass, it's always nice to do a courtesy passing on the left call out. When you're ready to turn it on, you hit the orange button. It likes to cycle through a welcome message, RAD.
That's cool.
And it defaults to the power assist one, shows you your battery level, and you can see that your headlamp is on.
That's nice. Very nice. And then moving across here, going over to the other side, this is where you have your twist throttle.
And on a trike, the throttle has sort of a slight hesitation. It doesn't want to give you this immediate acceleration like you might feel on
so there's a hesitation there.
Other bikes. And the typical rider, again, isn't looking for a top speed or some type of pace ride. It's really about just getting back to mobility, and having a stable bike to sit on. Even as you know, myself, a little older and have some injuries, sometimes just balance becomes a question. But with a trike, it's easy to get on. You can see that Rad did learn from the lower step-through profile. It's easy to get on, and if I have sore knees or hip replacement, this kind of gets you back out there doing what you love.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one thing that I noticed is that really does have a low step-through right there. And that's nice. So anybody, seriously, anybody can lift up over that surely to be able to get onto the trike. So this trike also features a 500-watt motor, and that is on the front axle right up here. So that makes it a little interesting because most e-bikes will have a hub motor on the back or it has that mid-drive motor, but Rad decided to put this one up here on the front. Okay. Now moving up here to the battery, we do have a 480-watt battery, and Adam's going to demonstrate to us just how easy it is to pull this off.
Yeah, some people will take this in to charge if you have to keep your bike in the parking garage area, or also to load this in the back of a vehicle. This does lighten up the bike a little bit. So with the key unlocked like we've already done, you're going to just simply lift up and then pull away.
Lift up and away, nice and easy.
And there's 3 notches that help guide you to put the bike, and this is good for any of the legacy type of batteries, is these 3 notches.
And they match up right here.
Yep.
To make it.
So you'll come in right above those, and on most of them, when it's lined up right, it's just gravity takes it and it's back on.
Outstanding.
Yep.
All right, so there's several different options that you can get, like those baskets that are on the front there, as well as this bag that conveniently fits inside the basket. That's perfect for anyone who maybe is doing food deliveries. That basket back there is not standard, and so that is an optional item that you can get. But I tell you what, I would recommend it, because why would you want to get a trike with no cargo ability on it?
Yeah,
and then conveniently, you've got this outstanding looking pet carrier.
Whether it's your pet that you want to take with you, or you've got room for about 3 shopping bags in there, or we've got beach bags here in Florida, or a beach chair or something.
Absolutely.
These are all options to help customize your trike so you can figure out how you'd like to ride.
Absolutely. You know, just out of habit, I want to pedal, and there's nothing there. That's all right though. Just to get the therapy. Absolutely. Get all the exercise you want. That's right. Outstanding. All right. Yeah, I think my wife could handle this just fine. Yeah. All right. Outstanding. We don't have to go too much further. This is such a cool feature.
There you go.
Such a cool feature. All right, guys, that concludes our tour and test ride here at Rad Power Bikes. And I got to thank Adam for spending the afternoon with me and showing us about Rad and the store, the products that they have, the accessories that they have available to you, and just some background information on how they do business here. If you live anywhere within driving distance, make sure you come on down here to the Rad Power Bike store and pay them a visit. They're a friendly staff here. They're eager to help, whether you're an experienced e-bike rider or whether you're brand new. And Adam, again, thank you very much for allowing us to come down, introducing us to the Rad Runner 3 Plus, also the Trike, which I'm very interested in personally. And you know, I hope that we get to collaborate a little bit, maybe, and do some future events together.
You bet. It was a pleasure having you, and for most of us here, it's why we're here is to be a part of that journey, because an e-bike can change your life. It's not just a zippy way to get around town. You'll be outdoors more, and I'm really happy to share that sort of
that experience
process.
with people.
Yes,
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can't agree with you more.
Yeah.
So hey, that's it for this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any questions, drop them down below. Make sure you visit the link to go out to radpowerbikes.com and check out what they have. And we will see you in the next video.
Hi.
Outstanding.
Excellent.
All right, man.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
again.
you. Yeah.
That'll be good. All right. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.